It is July 2026, and the game has fundamentally, irrevocably changed. I need to be completely straight with you right out of the gate here. The days of passively staring at a screen, refreshing a chart, and asking, "So, what is Pi's price today?" Those days are completely over. That mindset is dead. What we are looking at now is a seismic architectural shift happening right under our feet. Today, in this explainer, I'm going to show you exactly how we have transitioned from just being passive coin holders into active, empowered producers for the fourth industrial revolution. We are talking about an entirely new income system. I'm going to walk you through the cold, hard, undeniable facts of how personal computing nodes, decentralized apps, and the massive PiVerify system are actively opening up a human-centric economy. This isn't theory anymore. It is happening right now.
Here is exactly what we're tearing down today. First, we'll hit the app memory layer. Then, we're jumping straight into the revenue and platform economy. From there, I'll take you through solo hosts and node computing, how identity directly meets smart contracts, decentralized finance, and your actual Pi earning ability. And finally, we'll zoom out to look at the massive macroeconomic impact of this new, human-centric economy. Let's dive right in.
Section 1. The app memory layer. Now, I just reviewed the recent official updates regarding the Pi App Studio backend infrastructure, and while it might sound a bit technical on the surface, I promise you, this is the absolute cornerstone of the entire economic revolution we are seeing.
Let me break down exactly how this progression unfolded, because the sequence is vital. It started with the official notice regarding AI-assisted planning, where artificial intelligence is literally helping developers define and structure an app before a single line of code is manually written. But steps 2 and 3 are where the entire ecosystem flips on its head. We have witnessed the definitive end of ephemeral apps. And by ephemeral, I mean those basic front-end only applications where the second you close the screen, your session vanished into thin air. They are gone. What we have now is the memory layer. We have back-end persistent storage. This means that newly created apps inside the ecosystem can finally permanently save user-specific data.
To truly understand why this is a game changer, look at the profound difference between the old structure and the new one. In the old App Studio, it was basically just an interactive web page. Your progress, your preferences, your data, it all completely disappeared the moment you left. But today, with back-end persistent storage, the app actually remembers you. It remembers your high scores, it saves your to-do lists, it keeps your notes intact. And you might be wondering, well, why does that matter for the economy? Because a functioning economy is literally impossible without state-saving memory. You simply cannot have loyalty reward points, you cannot have monthly subscriptions, and you certainly cannot have a reliable purchase history if the application forgets who you are every single time you open it. This memory layer has transformed the App Studio from a sandbox into a gateway for a massive, sustainable app economy. Section 2. The revenue and platform economy. Because once an application actually has the memory to remember its users, it can finally start transacting with them in a meaningful way.
When I look directly at my developed console screen right now, the sheer scale of this becomes incredibly obvious. I want you to notice every single element on this dashboard. You've got the Pi sign-in specifically for securely authenticating real human users. You've got the built-in wallets for flawlessly handling the flow of transactions. You have the ecosystem listing. And crucially, right there, the dev ad network. The App Studio is where the creative building happens, yes. But this develop screen I'm looking at, this is the command center. This proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that we're dealing with a comprehensive, fully-fledged platform where developers effortlessly attach their creations to Pi's verified identity, advertising network, and payment rails.
And that brings us directly to the numbers. The actual revenue dashboard I am analyzing enforces a very specific, undisputed fact about how the money flows here. For mainnet app item sales, there is a strict 70-30 revenue split. When a developer sells a digital item, a service, or a premium app feature, they securely receive 70% of the generated Pi. The remaining 30% is routed directly back to the Pi network. And that 30% isn't just vanishing, it is absolutely essential. It directly funds the platform's infrastructure, the server hosting, the AI generation tools, and the secure payment rails we all rely on. It proves, mathematically, that we have a real self-sustaining App Store economic model running right now.
Section 3. Solo host and node computing. Now that we understand the software and the app economy, I am shifting our focus over to the hardware side of things, specifically looking at the massive, groundbreaking developments happening directly on our Pi desktops. What we are dealing with here is an infrastructure of unprecedented scale. Solohost is an open, permissionless framework that allows developers to deploy AI or heavy distributed computing apps straight onto the Pi desktop. And what is powering that desktop?
Over 420,000 Pioneer-operated computers globally. Let that massive number sink in for a second. The recent OpenMind proof of concept absolutely proved the power of this network. Volunteer nodes successfully processed incredibly complex AI tasks, like scanning and identifying objects and images. The response time? They acknowledged the task in just 1 second and completed the actual AI thought process, known as inference, in under 4 seconds. Blisteringly fast. Because of this undeniable success, the top 100 or so nodes on the network are now officially providing raw computing power for intense AI tasks, and they are receiving Pi directly from third-party clients to do it. Your personal computer sitting on your desk is now an active, revenue-generating production facility.
Section 4. Identity meets smart contracts. So we have these revenue-generating apps on one side, and these massive AI computing nodes on the other. How do they actually communicate securely? How do they trust each other? The answer is identity and smart contracts, bridging them together.
That bridge begins with Pi sign-in. This is the exact mechanism I use and you use to attach our validated, bot-free human identity to the broader internet. It is a verified identity resource that allows a Pioneer to seamlessly log into external websites and external applications without relying on big tech intermediaries. You own your login.
And building directly on top of that login is PiVerify. I need to emphasize this clearly. PiVerify is the definitive end to global KYC silos, period. It is a third-party KYC and identity verification service backed by an astonishing force of over 18.1 million fully verified Pioneer users spread across more than 200 countries. And here is where the massive economic shift happens. External corporations and third-party clients now pay in Pi to access this real human verification service. They need to eliminate bots, they need to prevent fraud, and they are using external capital converted to Pi to buy that security from our network.
And to make all of this identity, payment, and data interact seamlessly with the underlying blockchain, I am directly observing the Soroban RPC service operating on the Pi desktop. Soroban is the highly advanced smart contract platform native to the Stellar ecosystem. Think of this RPC server as the ultimate communication rail. It is the exact infrastructure that allows these complex, memory-rich apps to communicate securely with the blockchain, to read state data, and to execute flawless, trustless transactions.
Section 5. DeFi and Pi earning ability. Now let's transition into the decentralized financial mechanisms that have been built to capture, hold, and multiply the value of this massive new ecosystem.
The rollout of the Launchpad and the Decentralized Exchange, or DEX, is brilliant. I'm looking at the testnet phase right now, and it is a completely deliberate educational system. With the Pi Launchpad and automated market maker liquidity pools, the ecosystem is systematically teaching users exactly how to manage decentralized liquidity and token issuance. New projects utilize the Launchpad to build their core user base, and the Pi that is raised goes straight into these AMM liquidity pools to ensure immediate trading stability. It utilizes domain verification for token trust and Pi-denominated common reference assets. It forces us to evolve from just holding a coin into becoming active, highly informed participants in decentralized finance.
And this brings me to the absolute core thesis of everything I am explaining today. I need you to completely rewire how you think about this. The old question, the one people have been asking for years, is what is Pi's fiat trading price? That is the outdated mindset of a passive consumer just waiting around for a lottery ticket to hit. The critical, absolutely vital question you must ask yourself right now, today, is what is my Pi earning ability? Because in this system, your personal ability to run a computing mode, to create an application, to verify identity, and to produce value is what matters. If you have production ability inside this network, you have secured a permanent, recurring income stream that completely ignores the daily volatility of a fiat trading chart.
Just look at the facts. Look at this revenue structure table I'm analyzing right now. Every single method available to earn Pi is verified and active today, creating a massive wall of future potential. The App Studio has back-end storage and a strict 70-30 revenue split, which completely opens the door for recurring subscription and item sales. Pi Ads gives developers an SDK for mainnet apps, allowing you to seamlessly convert your daily app traffic straight into Pi. Node computing has proven its power with the OpenMind POC success and is executing third-party AI tasks in exchange for Pi. And PiVerify is operating as a premier third-party KYC service, aggressively absorbing external corporate demand as companies pay to verify real humans. These aren't promises, these are verified facts and active revenue structures operating right now.
Section 6. The human-centric economy.
Let's pull all of these complex systems together, the apps, the nodes, the identity, the DeFi, to reveal the true macroeconomic impact of what we are building. Let me tell you what the real catalyst for global mass adoption is going to be. It is not going to be a sudden speculative spike on a price chart. It is going to be real revenue authentication. That is the undeniable proof of the ecosystem. The exact moment pioneers start posting verified screenshots, proving that they actually earn Pi from processing AI tasks on their personal desktop nodes, or proving they just received their 70% cut from an in-app sale they created, that is the moment everything shifts. When everyday people see that you can literally generate real income without selling your finite time to a boss, the psychological dam in the mainstream public is going to completely break. I want you to aggressively contrast the dying traditional economy with the new Pi economy we've built. The old economy is entirely based on trading your finite time for money. The new Pi economy is fundamentally about monetizing your continuous digital presence and your computing nodes. The old economy leaves everyday workers completely vulnerable to AI-driven unemployment. But the new Pi economy absorbs that exact shock, because those very same AI tasks that are replacing jobs are now being routed to and processed by your personal hardware, paying you directly. In the old world, your identity is fragmented and isolated across 100 different vulnerable passwords. Here, you have the universal secure PiVerify and Pi sign-in. We are making the permanent leap from being passive consumers at the mercy of corporations to becoming active, empowered ecosystem producers.
And if you want proof that this human-in-the-loop distributed labor model is already a massive success, I have the exact number for you right here, 1,094,680. That is the exact number of human validators who successfully completed over 526 million validation tasks within the network. And for their work, they were reliably compensated from a pool of over 16.5 million Pi. This is undeniable mathematical proof that this network can coordinate over 1 million people globally to perform complex tasks and flawlessly, trustlessly compensate them on-chain. It is already working.
Pi Network is transforming pioneers from coin holders into fourth industrial producers. I am delivering this quote to you as an absolute, undeniable architectural reality. By intricately linking our personal hardware computing power through the nodes, linking our creative ideas and businesses through the App Studio, and linking our authenticated human trust through PiVerify, we haven't just built a cryptocurrency. We have created a complete, human-centric operating system specifically designed for the next era of the internet.
So look at the staggering infrastructure we just tore down today. The apps finally have persistent memory. The massive network of nodes is actively processing AI. The identity verification system is currently drawing in external corporate capital. The infrastructure is built, it is running, and the doors are wide open. The only question that matters right now is this: am I positioned inside this structure to continuously earn Pi? The game is no longer about sitting around and waiting. It is entirely about producing. Are you ready?